Hello and welcome to this week's Friday Focus. Myself, Dave Harley, joined by Colin Mackie as we look back on the Armadale Stellar Devils 47-43 win over the Kent Royals. Colin, thanks very much for stepping in for Graham. A big win for the Devils, given how long it's been since they've raced on home soil.
Yes, it definitely was. It's an important win for the Devils when they've been away so long, and they've got a couple of matches coming up the next 2 weeks as well at home. So it's really important to get back into their stride now.
Yeah, and it's a big chance for the young guys to get proper racing, and it's good to see, even in the conditions. You know, it went a bit nasty during the middle of the meeting with the rain, but these guys don't stop in those conditions.
Yeah, when I saw Heat 3, I thought we're not going to get very far here. Will we even see Heat 10? But the guys were out, they were quick, and they were getting on with the racing, and that's a big plus. You know, at that age, they want to race, and especially the Royals coming from so far, they're saying to themselves, come on, we want to get on with this, and they did, and they put on a really good show.
Yeah, exactly, and it was a good show from all around. I mean, I think the two Miller brothers for Armadale have probably had one of their better meetings around here, especially Lewis battling hard in Heat 4, and Tom and Danny really showing Heat leader status for the Devils.
Yeah, Lewis was doing well at the reserve, but for me, Gregor's come on a ton this season. I've been really impressed with Gregor this season. And it was a bit harder for the Devils because George Rothery was having the bike problems. So they all had to step up their game, and they did, and they came through it to win the meeting. It was great.
Yeah, you're right. George's bike problems mean he's ended up only finishing one race, and I think even in Heat 3, although he was leading it for 3.5 laps, I think he was he was certainly in the top two, but looked like a 5-1. And I think it was the bike rather than the weather that slowed him down there.
Yeah, you could definitely hear the bike popping during the heat, and he was getting slower and slower, and eventually it did come to a halt. And obviously in his last ride he came out and borrowed equipment and won the race, and it could have made things a lot easier for the Devils. You know, that was 5 rides he had for 3 points, and so as I said earlier on, the other boys had to step up. Gavin Parr, again new to the National League, he's never ridden before. This was his debut at that level. He picked up a vital paid 2 points in Heat 2, and that was good to see as well.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously racing against under-19 championship, the selection of guests well limited, so it's brilliant that Gavin's able to step in and do that job for us. And as you say, George picking up that vital Heat 14. The other bit and engine failures were obviously catching with Tom Woolley coming, the chain coming off as he hit the for one race as well. But when it came to the crunch, Danny PHILLIPS picked up 2 massive wins in Heat 11 when the rider replacement put him against the 2 top Royals, and Heat 13 winning both was crucial to the Devils coming through tonight.
PHILLIPS, he had to step up well, and he came from gate 4, which was really good because he was coming across everybody. Alex Spooner for the Royals was very lively tonight, and he was giving them all sorts of problems. So when he came out and raced against Alex Spooner and he could beat him, it was fantastic stuff for the Devils. But certainly the Royals came here. They weren't just going to roll over. They were a weak inside, and maybe some people thought it would be easier than what it was. And they did. They put up a great fight, and it was entertaining despite the weather. And it was great to see all the guys having a real go at it.
Yeah, for those 2 crucial wins, I caught up with Danny PHILLIPS after the meeting. Danny PHILLIPS, a big 47-43 win for the Devils tonight. It's been a long time coming, but good to get a home win again.
Yeah, I was good meeting. Shame with the weather, making it affected the track a little bit. Always going around having a little bit, but once the overall setup started, finally getting control, and I think we did a very good job of keeping that in balance.
Yeah, we had a couple of riders with some engine problems and that tonight, and we had to battle through, as you say, the conditions as well. But we've got a team of battlers that are up for the fight and ready to go.
I know George had a problem with his engine equipment early on, but I believe he took some for the second ride and bringing the gas ride with his bike and getting running, which would have made the meeting a lot less close.
And for yourself, you end up having to go against their top 2 in 2 races tonight, but you showed them your skills round here and beating Coles and Spooner, who was looking good earlier on, but you won that race and won the rider replacement and you won Heat 13 as well.
Yeah, like I said, I had a good first ride when the track was dry. When it got wet, it hot out a little bit. I couldn't really see in the first one. Alex just went rounders, fair play. Second one, my own fault, I made a very silly mistake going up the straight, going too wide. I came in, sorted myself out, changed the bike accordingly, and it didn't seem to work. It's a shame I couldn't quite. I was quite in the track here and Heat 15, which would have made it a better night really.
Yeah, it meant they took a point home on them, but as for us being off home shell for such a long time, it's a great win, and hopefully another 2 in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think our last home meet was sometime early June. So
yeah,
the canny gap. So next week, and I think it's the week after that somewhere. So we've got 3 meetings trying to go together. So hopefully we'll pick up another 2 wins home, and then we've got the dreaded long distance all the way down at Kent. It's a bit similar here, so hopefully we get a point of win there.
That'll be a great way to end the season. Thanks, Danny. So Danny there looking forward to the next 2 home meetings next Friday and the Friday after, then that trip to Kent to finish the season for the Devils, and hopefully they'll climb that league table. Look, flipping over to the Kent side, despite missing their top 3 riders, they're still coming away from Armadale tonight with a point, so that's about 8 points already they've picked up on the road tonight. And you can see from their youngsters and their team that they're a team that's really looking to try and pick up the trophy this year.
Side, and they're racing for each other, and you could see that tonight. Alex Spooner was brilliant. I know Connor Cole stepping in as a guest, it was a hard act to follow with Dan Gilt's been out, but he came in and he did a job for them. Vinnie Ford, he really surprised me, 15-year-old kid, and he was rattling up the points from reserve, and yeah, they really did a good job tonight. John Sanford's got his team doing well. Their number 7 struggled a wee bit, but again, it's all part of the learning curve.
Yeah, definitely, as you say, 50-year-old lads coming up here racing Speedway, a track they've never seen before, and maybe even just the trip-up's an experience for them. But yeah, like you, I thought Vinnie Ford in particular in a couple of races was coming on. It was really trying to bomb round the outside, and one great pass on Lewis Miller. He couldn't quite hold it in Heat 14, unfortunately, and came off. But yeah, that's the use amongst us. He jumped straight up and got a big cheer from the crowd. So hopefully we'll see more of him in the future.
Yeah, I think we certainly will. You know, like most of these boys, I think we're all going to see them. I think they've got a long future ahead of them. They've already got 2 riders in the under-19s tonight. The other boys riding for Redcar. So they've got 3 of their team coming on. The youngsters are now stepping up, scoring points as well. So they didn't even look really any weaker tonight than what they would have done. So it would have been interesting if both teams had been at full strength. And remember, obviously, that the Devils don't have Nathan Greaves.
Yep. No, definitely, as you say, it would have been could have been a completely different match, and it's a shame we don't have that. But the guys that were here put on a fantastic show, and it's great to have Speedway on a Friday, and great to have the Devils and National League Speedway in Scotland. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it is. It is great. We've now got 2 Northern Junior League teams. We've got the one at Glasgow, we've got the one at Edinburgh. We've now got a National League side where the riders can look and say, that's where I want to be, that's the level I want to be at. Edinburgh gave Tom Woolley an outing as well down at Birmingham. So they've got the progression from the Junior League to the National League into the Senior Leagues, and that's a great way of progressing.
Yep, so I mean, and Kent are probably a good example of that, and their system getting guys coming through, like said Dan Gilks, that wasn't here tonight, but making his name in the championship team. But probably the next one to might make his way through at that level is Alex Spooner, and I took the chance to speak to him after tonight's meeting. Alex, 15 points in a bonus on your trip here to Armadale tonight. How do you think it went?
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, my first time seeing the place. I was a little bit hesitant at first, but got stuck in, made some good gates. And the track was a bit tricky, but it kind of suited my style. So I sort of just made my gates and cleared up really.
Yeah, and the rain doesn't really seem to affect you guys at this level. You just crack on and go on with it.
Yeah, no, a bit of rain doesn't hurt my one. From when I first started riding bikes, it was always in the rain and stuff. So it's good when you can learn to ride these sort of conditions.
And Ken, obviously you've had a couple of away wins already, so disappointing maybe to lose your first match, but with the top 3 missing, maybe understandable, but still a point to take down the road.
Yeah, obviously it's a shame to sort of end our winning streak, but yeah, we're still in a good position, and hopefully we've got home meetings now, so hopefully we can just build on that and look forward to the challenge.
Cool, and you reckon you're up there end of the season, Kent Royals, for the National League this year?
Oh yeah, we'll be winning the league, no doubt about that.
Nice one, thank you very much. Alex Spooner there, enjoying his speedway and looking forward to try and get more races and hoping that Kent might lift that National League title. But that's, as we say, a great night of speedway here, Armadale tonight, and we had a few good races. Talking about Heat 4 and Heat 1 straight right from the off was a cracking race.
Yeah, the heats opened well. That Heat 1 was good. Heat 4, as you said, but for me it was Heat 9. Tom Woolley obviously had the problem at the start. He had to go from 15 metres back, and it was important with George having bike problems that Tom actually managed to fight his way through to second place.
Yeah, and as you say, it is a crucial part of the meeting when things were looking to go against us, and Tom forced to go back off 15 metres, and we'll look at how we got on now.
We've got Alex Spooner, George Rotherley and Vinnie Ford, and Tom Woolley's trying a very hard task. Oh, George Rotherley stops again. Machine problems are causing major bother for the Old Devils, and particularly George Rotherley. Look at Tom Woolley though, he's come flying into second place. Ahead of Ford. That was an amazing effort. He's obviously he's either annoyed or he's got Gavin Parr's bike supersonic, one or the other.
It might not be Gavin's bike. Maybe his number 2 bike, Tom's number 2 bike, possibly.
Showing tremendous determination. Really flying after Alex Spooner there.
Certainly got the bit between his teeth anyway.
Just lifting a wee bit at inopportune moments, but he's still on the pace. Couple of lengths down on Spooner now, lifting again. And he's just short at the finish, so it's a 4-2, but a terrific effort by Tom Woolley. It was almost like that Chris Harris ride at Sheffield the other night.
So that was a great chase there from Tom Woolley, getting that vital second place, and perhaps with another lap he might have actually threatened the lead.
Yeah, I think he would have. I mean, he really had the bit between his teeth, and he was going for it, and he was riding confidently, and that was a good thing. I mean, despite the heavy weather that we had earlier on, all the riders were attacking the track. None of them seemed afraid to have a real go at it, and that's what really impressed me tonight.
Yeah, definitely. All 15 races done within an hour and 15 minutes. Fantastic level. Not even a pause for that big rain shower we had. Fortunately, it went away and we got some good racing again later on. So fantastic excitement, and it's great to see the Stellar Devils back on track, and they will be back on track again next week against the Leicester Lion Clubs. But Colin, I'd just like to thank you again for stepping in on Friday Focus.
It's been great to be part of the team tonight.
Yeah, and on the commentary as well. Yeah, I mean, we've been fighting a wee bit with William Lawson racing a bit in the background, so hopefully audio's okay. And we'll look forward to seeing you again next week. And Graham and I will be back for the preview show on Wednesday night as we look ahead to that match against the Lion Cubs. But for now, thanks very much and enjoy the rest of your Saturday.